How you doing? It's me, Nick Digilio. I've been doing a video a day, posting a video a day throughout the month of October. 31 videos talking about 31 different horror movies that I randomly grabbed out of my closet. I don't know which one I'm going to be talking about next. I just took a stack of movies, threw them down, and I've been pulling them randomly out and telling you to watch them. Celebrating the month of October leading up to Halloween, so a movie a day in the horror genre that I've been talking about. Hope you've been watching them, and if you have missed some of them, all of them are here. Just scroll down and go back there. We are now at October 24th, so this is the 24th movie, 24th video. There are 23 other movies that I talk about here in separate videos. Scroll down, watch them all, rent them all, watch them all. So there you go. Also, please donate to my Patreon page. It'll help out a lot. All this stuff that I do is for free, so I could use some help. Get a little donation. As little as $3 a month helps. Go to patreon.com/NickDShow. Patreon.com/NickDShow. Donate there. You get some bonus materials. It'll help out a lot. Also, I have a podcast that you can check out. It's the Nick D Podcast. Google it. It's available on every single platform ever. It's on Amazon. It's on Apple. It's on Spotify. All of them. Part of the Radio Misfits Podcast Network. We're doing a live version of the Nick D Podcast. Me and Esmeralda Leon, my co-host, will be on stage at the Zanies Comedy Club in Rosemont. Fantastic room. We want to pack it. We want you to be there. Tickets are on sale now. Please buy them now. Reserve your seats. There are going to be prizes given away. We'll have surprise guests. Lots of laughs. It'll be recorded. You'll be part of history. So please be there. Let's pack the place. Tuesday, November 15th. Tuesday, November 15th. Check out rosemont.zanies.com now. Get your tickets. Okay, here we go. Today is the 24th, October 24th. So here it is, movie number 24. I don't know what it's going to be. Again, just a bunch of movies that I've been randomly grabbing here. Okay. Oh, okay, another John Carpenter. In the Mouth of Madness. Again, signed by Carpenter. Everything that I've ever had that has Carpenter's name has been signed by it. Again, I explained in another video that I got to do his Q&A at the Flashback Horror Convention. Thank you to Mike and Mia, who rule. Flashback Weekend is the best convention in the world. Interviewed him a few times, and it's great. It's been a dream come true. He's a hero of mine, my favorite director. In the Mouth of Madness is an insane movie with Sam Neill, plays a sort of an investigator who is on this assignment. And he's investigating these books that are involved in an author named Sutter Kane, who is kind of like patterned after Stephen King. And he is hired to go to this town and figure out what's been happening. He's a best-selling author, and the publisher of these books, played by Charlton Heston, hires this private eye guy, played by Sam Neill, to track him down, to find Sutter Kane. And insanity, In the Mouth of Madness is a perfect name for it. Insanity ensues. Directed by Carpenter, and it is written by DeLuca. Michael DeLuca wrote it, and it is clearly inspired by the work of Lovecraft. This is the most Lovecraftian thing that Carpenter has ever made, and one of the most Lovecraftian movies ever made that is not based on an actual Lovecraft book or Lovecraft work. So basically what happens is this guy is hired to find Sutter Kane, this Stephen King-like elusive author, goes to this town, and the craziest shit in the world happens. It's very trippy. It's completely insane. It's told in flashback from a crazy mental institution where, Sam Neill is in a straitjacket, and it just gets crazier and crazier and crazier and more surreal. And it's the End of the World movie. It's one of his End of the World movies, part of the End of the World trilogy that John Carpenter has made. His End of the World trilogy is The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and this. That's the Carpenter Armageddon trilogy, and they're all great. Prince of Darkness, by the way, if I've not mentioned Prince of Darkness, it's one of the scariest movies, maybe the scariest movie that Carpenter's ever made. Not the best movie he's ever made. It's a great movie. It's a 4-star movie. It's fucking great. But I think, at its core, the scariest, creepiest movie that Carpenter has ever made is Prince of Darkness. Fucking great movie. If you've not seen that one, rent that one. But In the Mouth of Madness, incredible rock score by Carpenter, and Sam Neill's central performance as this investigator who slowly goes crazier and crazier by all these insane, surreal, outrageous, Lovecraftian creatures and all kinds of crazy shit. It gets loonier and loonier and scarier and more otherworldly than you can possibly imagine. It's the most surreal movie that Carpenter's ever made. I mean, I mentioned Lovecraft a bunch of times. If you're familiar with Lovecraft, you know that Lovecraft was fucking insane. and was capable of creating some of the craziest creatures and monsters and visions that you'll ever see. And all of that is on display times 10 in this movie. It is flat out magnificently entertaining, scary as shit, funny, intense, beautiful, great movie. A movie that did not do great at the box office. It did okay. Did not do great, but like many of Carpenter's movies, years and years and years later, people are finally on board. I don't know why it takes so long for people to realize that Carpenter's movies are fucking great. But, there are so many. There's like 5, 6 movies that Carpenter's made, at least, that bombed or were, demolished by the critics when they came out. And then years later, now people are like, oh, they're great, they're awesome. Well, where the fuck were you when they came out? Where were you when Big Trouble in Little China came out? Where were you when The Thing came out? Where were you when this came out? The resurgence in popularity is great and all, but it would have been nice, if they actually came to see this movie when it was out. So, yet another John Carpenter movie. If you're going to talk horror, you're going to talk movies to see through October, you can basically go down the list of all John Carpenter's movies and watch them one after another. You will not be disappointed. So as far as directors go, if you're looking for a director to watch every night during the Halloween celebration in October, you can't go wrong with every single one of John Carpenter's movies. Go through the list and watch them all. If you want to watch the best horror director, for me, my favorite director of all time, and it's that time of season, October is John Carpenter month, watch any and all of John Carpenter's movies every night this month, and you will not be disappointed. John Carpenter, the master of horror, and this is one of his best, craziest, and Lovecraftian, over-the-top, insane movies of all time. I loved it. Loved it. Loved it, loved it, loved it. In fact, I do have a poster rolled up somewhere. I'm actually quoted on the poster for this movie, too. I don't know if I'm quoted on this. Maybe I am. I don't know. Anyway, but I was quoted on the poster for this, and so that was awesome. Hey, look, it's Nick Digilio's quote on a John Carpenter movie. Boom! My mind exploded when it happened. But anyway, In the Mouth of Madness, perfectly titled. It is. You are in the mouth of madness. And a remarkably insane, wonderful performance by Sam Neill. Everybody's great in it, but Sam Neill, it's my favorite Sam Neill performance. So, anyway. All right. And Chuck Heston's in it. Yeah! He doesn't have a gun, if I remember correctly. I don't know. Anyway, In the Mouth of Madness. Fantastic. John Carpenter, quintessential October director.